we have a very, very special guest in the studio. So if you're wanting to save money on your water bills, maybe even get rid of those debts and arrears, and, maybe attend a session to find out more information on the subject, then stick around, because we have Yvonne in the studio, Yvonne Parks from the Citizens Advice Bureau in South Gloucestershire. Good morning, Yvonne. How are you doing?
Hi, Marcus. Thank you for having me.
Did you travel far this morning?
No, not too far. I travelled about 3 miles.
All right, nice, nice.
On my bike.
Oh, nice. Eco as well. We like it. That's what we like to hear on the One Love breakfast. So there is a cost of living crisis at the moment, Yvonne. Lots of people struggling to pay their energy bills, water bills. Everything's going up in price. In your role as a money-saving supervisor, what sort of things are you hearing from people out there?
What we're hearing is that people are struggling more and more to pay their bills, not just their water bill, but all their bills. And we're particularly seeing a rise in young people. So between the age of 18 and 34, 75% of this age group are struggling to pay their bills. And that's not something we've seen before. And also we're seeing people who are in work, who traditionally haven't had so much of a problem with their bills. They are also struggling. So all in all, about a third more water customers in particular are struggling to pay their bills.
Wow. So, people that don't usually suffer in these times financially are now suffering.
Exactly.
Why do you think young people in particular are struggling more than before?
It's possible that more younger people are on 0-hour contracts, so they haven't got a steady income.
And obviously not being paid as much as well,
Exactly.
Isn't it? Because the minimum wage is different for different age brackets as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So young people will be earning less, and people usually earn more as they get older. So specifically with water bills, which we're going to be talking about today, how can people save money on their water bills? So
we are working with Bristol Water, who are funding us to go into particular areas of South Gloucestershire, Staple Hill and Cadbury Heath, which have been designated as hard-to-reach areas. So those are people who are struggling more. They are typically not paying their water bill because they can't. So we used to have an office in Staple Hill, and we would see quite a few people from these areas. But now, because of a lack of funding from the council, we had to close our office in Staple Hill. So we are partnershiping with Bristol Water to go into these areas to help people with their water bills and water arrears.
How can people save money on their water bill?
Well, there are various schemes run by Bristol Water. So there's the Assist scheme, which will lower your water bill. So traditionally, people are paying, on average at the moment, £448 a year for their water bills, whereas with Assist, Bristol Water can lower your water bill, and it would average out at about £60 a year if you're on a low income or a means-tested benefit. So that's one of the main ways that we can help people lower their water bill.
What is Assist? How does it work?
It works in that we would see somebody face-to-face and assess them, and if they're eligible, so either on a low income or a means-tested benefit, or even if you're just struggling with your water bills, then I can do an application online. It's a very quick application. It takes about 10 minutes. And then Bristol Water assess it and get back within 24 hours normally.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, so basically they get a new bill for that year.
Okay, so if they qualify for the Assist programme, then Bristol Water just turn around and go, okay, we'll take some money off of your bill.
Yes, they rearrange the bill to lower it. And there's also another scheme that can be run in conjunction or on its own, which is called Restart. And that means as long as you're paying your bill, so this could be the lowered bill, this could be, say, £5 a month, but as long as you're paying it, after 1 year, they will match that amount and deduct it from any arrears that there might be. If you carry on for another year, so 2 years of paying your bill, they will write off any arrears. So Assist and Restart combined together are a great way for people to get back into paying an affordable water bill, and if they've built up any arrears, to get those written off.
Well, there you go. Assist and
Restart
from Bristol Water, 2 programs that can help you save loads of money, it sounds like, and even cancel some debts and arrears.
Yeah, that's right.
That sounds like good news.
It's a really good scheme, and it's very difficult for people to get to us in our Yate office. So we've started up these 2 outreach centres. One is in Staple Hill Community Hub, and the other one is at the Juice Project, which is in Cadbury Heath, and that's going to be every Wednesday between 1 and 3 p.m.
Great. So just to confirm, this assistance from Bristol Water, that's available to people throughout Bristol?
Yes, it is.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I'm going to be specifically in these 2 areas.
Fantastic. With these sessions... With these sessions that you're putting on relating to water bills, what sort of things can people expect?
They would expect to see me, and I would do a very quick financial statement with them. So I'd work out what income they've got and what their outgoings are, and complete the application online. And we can also look at other things. So if they've got other debts, then I'm very happy to look at those and look at what options are available for that person. And I can also give out food vouchers and fuel vouchers if people are struggling at that particular time.
Fantastic. So there are citizens advice bureaus throughout the region, South Gloucestershire, Bristol, Somerset, all over the place. If people are struggling and they haven't been to a citizens advice bureau before, I mean, they should go, right? Because there's so many things that you can do, isn't there?
Yes. I don't know about the Bristol one, whether it's phone advice or face-to-face advice. We're open again for face-to-face advice and phone advice, so it's up to the individual, whatever they prefer. Some people find both of those quite difficult, so I often give advice by email as well.
Because there's all these little loopholes, isn't there? Like you just said, assist and restart with Bristol Water, and there's all these other loopholes with different energy firms and companies as well where you can save money, and it's just letting people know, isn't it, what they're entitled to and what they can do about it.
That's exactly right, because most people don't know. So when they come to me and we say, oh yes, you can do this, this and this, and there are these amount of debt options, people are amazed because they haven't heard of them.
Yeah, and so, I mean, I imagine it could be a bit intimidating when people first come, but is it, I mean, it sounds like these spaces you use are very friendly. There's loads of people. It's in it because it's a community space. So, you know, it's very public in terms of like, it's not like you have to go to sort of somewhere in the middle of nowhere where it's really like obvious that you're coming for financial help if someone's embarrassed by it. It's all sort of discreet but supportive is my understanding. Is that right?
Yeah, these are community spaces, so people can be going in there for any particular reason. I'm just there to be available to anyone who wants to discuss their debt or their water bills on these specific times.
Yeah, and is there any example you can think of? Is there any sort of success stories you've had recently that have sort of really been positive for you or you've really proud of?
I had a lady last Thursday who came in, and she didn't come in about her water bills, but she came in about something else, and we got chatting, and she just said that she hadn't paid her bill for about 3 years. And she was just too scared to even find out how much she owed. So I told her about the schemes, and that gave her the confidence. So we were able to find out how much she owed. We did a very quick application, and then literally the next day, it was on the Friday, I got notification that they'd rearranged her bill. She was going to pay £5.40 a month, and as long as she kept to that, in 2 years, her debt would be written off. So that's the most recent
amazing
example.
And I imagine you've got quite a lot of those stretching back, but that's amazing. Even in the last week, you've been able to take that massive weight off someone's mind.
She was really thrilled. And also what I find is that when I talk about other debt options, people say, I wish I'd come to see you earlier. I think it's a very brave thing to do, to accept that you need advice and then to take that first step and go to get advice. So people are anxious, they don't know what to expect, and a lot of people don't actually believe there is any help there or there's any help in their situation. But there is. There always is. There's always an option for people. And doing the water clinics, it's a really nice thing to do because it's very quick, it's very easy, and it makes a big difference.
Yvonne Parks, thank you so much for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me on.
This is your first time on the radio. You smashed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day. If you want to find out more information on how you can save money on your bills, then please do just Google Citizens Advice Bureau. They're in South Gloucestershire, they're in Bristol, they're in Somerset, and they can help you during this cost of living crisis. It's the One Love Breakfast.